Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Kelsey.
How are you?
I'm Nikki Watson, and I'm here with my friend Kelsey Dalziel. She's Canadian.
Hello.
Hello. I'm trying. Um, and I am so thankful that you're here chatting with me today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. And so you are. I just wanted to share quickly what it says on your bio on your on Facebook. And I love your Facebook page. I actually really like your website too. So you're an intuitive medium and a meditation maven.
Yes.
And you offer private or group spiritual and personal growth coaching.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you're committed to helping moms and children through meditation. And I totally, so we met at the master class this last summer, and I really so you kind of like were thrown into the spotlight of the environment because you were called up on stage, not really obviously divinely timed.
Yeah.
And so I think it threw you in the public eye, but it also resonated with all of us because I mean, I'm a mom of 3 and you're a mom of 3. And I know that we feel it's just that whole, when you're in this place of being authentic and in this spiritual community and then raising children, it's super like everything's like full force all the time. So I feel like I really resonate with you and your story, and I love your message and the work that you do. So I'd love for you to share a little bit about the work that you do, and then also, or before, how you have kind of transitioned into the place that you are now.
Okay, that's like
a lot. Yeah,
that's like so much.
I
could just talk
know.
for hours and hours, but I think that my passion is when I got up on the stage, we kind of just like spitballed this idea of like tired ass moms. I'm such tired ass mom, and you're a tired ass mom, and all moms are tired, and that's really become my passion project from all of this, and it's all synchronistically led up to this. My mission is to help the moms come back to their purpose. And we get tired and overwhelmed, and yeah, it's full force and it's crazy, and we never get to stop ever. And I just want the moms who are lost to realize that they do have a purpose beyond diapers and groceries. And whether your kids are babies or teenagers or grown up, you can have your purpose. You can go after your dreams. You can do big, amazing things, all still while doing the mom things, and while thriving, really from just survival mode to thrive mode. So I've always, I'm a intuitive medium. So that's a nicer word than psychic. I don't really resonate with that word, but intuitive is the same as psychic. And I've always been really intuitive. And my mom and dad always, they never really shut that down. Like a lot of people tell their kids that, oh, it's just your imagination and all that kind of stuff. It was kind of just like, okay, we'll just let her be an oddball. And then when I was 19, I was reading tarot cards and doing Reiki, and I met my husband, and he said, that's really weird. And being 21, I was like, oh, he's cute and he thinks it's weird. So I shut it all down.
Oh, yeah.
And he's very supportive now, I always have to say that. But I shut it down. We had kids right away. We had 3 kids, 2 years in a row each, or two years after the last one. And I just lost my purpose. I was working out of the house, and I was really depressed, really even suicidal. Met up with a friend. She said, let's open a shop. We do nails. I've done nails for 16 years. And we met up, opened up a shop, and I thought that was going to fix all my problems and make me happy because it was my dream. And it didn't, because then I was a tired ass mom with a company outside of the house with a shop. And I love doing nails. I love clients, but it's not my purpose, right? Like it's a passion, but it's not my purpose. So I had one of those surrender moments where I was so low, and I just kind of, looked to the sky and said, whatever is out there and in charge of all of this, I need help and I need it now. And the next day I had a client who came in and she had a reading booked with a medium. And I said, oh my God, I used to, read tarot and I used to do all this kind of stuff. And it just kind of like, it was just that spark of like, oh my God, yeah, I used to be really into this. So I had a reading with another girl shortly after that. And she said, oh, do you read? And I said, no. And she said, well, come to this class. And long story short, ended up to this class and it just snowballed and it came so fast and so easy to me that it was really overwhelming, but it just kind of drew me out of that really low funk. And so then I began, reading books and like the self-help books and all that kind of stuff, and found Gabby, and then went to masterclass and met you. And now I've got my, all of that kind of leads me to the Tired Ass Moms thing. So
yeah, so that's
the Cliff Notes version.
That's such a Cliff Notes version. Like when we start thinking about our stories and kind of our transitions, like it really does fill a book. Like it's so inspirational because we each have such a unique message to bring, even though it sounds alike. But so I want to talk about the medium stuff, but I want to talk about Tired Ass Moms. Which one should we talk about first?
Let's talk about medium stuff. That came first.
Okay, so I was laughing because you posted something on social media, and I love following you on social media too, but you posted something that said you just moved into your new house, and your husband said, or you said something to your husband like, honey, the lady that used to live here said that there's a bee's nest under the deck and you have to go take care of it like now. Yeah. And he's like, isn't she dead? And you're like, yes. And your hashtag was married to a medium. And I thought that was so cute. And I'm like, oh, that made me feel so good because just of my relationship with my husband too. But it just, I love when spirit is normalized. Mm-hmm. Like I just love that so much. And so maybe you can speak to that a little bit. Like maybe something that you help your clients with when they come to you for a reading, or something that you've learned from spirit, or something that I know there's some I'm asking you so many questions, but perhaps, or something that we could take with us, as people that are connected to the non-physical, even though we don't always pay attention to it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that the purpose of mediumship is becoming less taboo, I guess, than it used to be. I mean, we used to be burned at the stake.
Yes, right.
Hundreds of years ago, I just did a past life regression. I was thrown off the side of a boat. But I have a weird fear of whales, and it totally explains my fear of whales. Anyway, that's like getting way into the woo-woo. But
I'm there. I'm with you. Yeah.
I think it's such a sacred thing, and a lot of people, when they go into readings with me, they think it's like a party trick, or they think it's like, like, oh, prove it to me, right? Like I love the skeptics, but at the same time I get really tired of the prove it to me, because it's like it's such a normal thing to me, and it's not a party trick. It's just, we're here to prove that there's something beyond, or to not to prove, but to convince people that their loved ones are still with them. And recently I just had a conversation with my dad, who has been ill, and we were talking about wills and estates and all that kind of stuff, and they're getting everything kind of together. And my dad looked at me and he's like, what do you think of your childhood? And we've never really had that deep conversation. And I said, as a parent, everything you guys did was, the best that you know how, and I have no ill will, and I love you very much. And, I've been to a little bit of therapy here and there, but who hasn't, right?
Who hasn't, yeah.
There's a little bit at Spirit Junkie Masterclass that I went through, but as a parent, I am really compassionate towards, everything that went on in my childhood. There was nothing really crazy and bad, but, but I said, like as a parent, I get it. And then I had this big revelation after, because I've always wondered why can I talk with spirit? Why is it so easy for me? Why me, basically? And after I had that conversation with my dad, I thought, I have those conversations with my clients all the time. I bridge the gap of what's left unsaid when people pass, and all those, oh my God, if I had just told him I love him, or forgive her, or anything like that. It's such a profound sense of healing, and just realizing that that's why I do it, to give those people those opportunities that I had with my dad. It really makes it even more important and sacred and deep to me. So
yeah, I love that. Thank you so much. I love that. And I do think that that's what we want, is to have that connection. And it feels about a resolution. Anybody that I've talked to that's not in the spiritual community like we are, that has seen a medium, they talk about that resolution. They talk about that needing closure. So what can people do that are maybe kind of just stepping their toe in the water of connecting with spirit, or just recognizing that, or building a relationship with those who have passed on, or just kind of recognizing that the energy is still there? What's like just a best practice that we could do?
Meditation, get quiet, and be open to receiving the gifts. I do a meditation with clients a lot to kind of prove that you don't need to pay someone a lot of money. I mean, come see me, but
yeah.
But you can do it. And like, so I do a meditation where I take them, to a garden, and there's like a little bench, and you sit there and you wait for your loved ones to show up. And then when they do show up, you have that conversation. And I always say, trust that is actually them, and it's not just your imagination. Because when I'm giving a reading, if I don't know you and I've never met your loved ones, I literally am giving you whatever comes into my mind. And it took a long time for me to get over the feeling of, am I just making this up? But when it's like, when you get the bang on details and the, oh my God, and the, how did you know that? And the tears, it just, it really motivates you to keep going. And it's not about me, and it's not about my ego, and whether I look good or whether I make people feel good. It's about just giving them that sense that their loved ones aren't really gone. So I tell people, when you are just folding laundry and you think about your mom or your brother or whoever's passed, they just pop into your mind. That's literally them popping in to say hello. If you find a feather, or if you hear a song, or all those little signs and synchronicities, always trust that that's them. And the more you acknowledge it, the more they're going to come back and visit you. So you can totally have a relationship after people have passed with your loved ones.
Thank you. I think that will bring a lot of people comfort. I think it really does. But I think you're right. It's like, am I, like you posted on your, in your bio about your counselor that said to you, once you stop believing in coincidences and start believing in synchronicities, that's whenever the magic and really the fun of life begins, because it's a matter of belief. Do you believe that we're all here for a reason, and that we're all connected, and that death is just a new beginning, and it doesn't mean that they're gone, it just means that they've changed form? And then I just get chills thinking about that, because it's so true. If we can just step into that and lean into that, then it makes life more interesting, and we believe that it makes it the way we're supposed to live, that we're supposed to be here. So thank you. I think that'll bring a lot of people peace. And we could talk. I seriously have 1,000 bajillion questions about that, but so that will be for another video. But I do want to move into the tired ass moms. Okay. So if you want to share a little bit about that, about your vision and just what you have to offer to tired ass moms.
I'll start by talking about in New York, when everybody at Spirit Junkie Masterclass discovered who I was, and I really kind of discovered who I was on the stage. So it was funny, because the girl that I was sitting with and I were right in the front row, and Gabby was talking to Rochelle from Hay House, and my hand was up. They're doing Q&A. My hand was up, and the girl next to me said, "What are you going to ask?" I said, "I'm not asking anything." And she says, "Why is your hand up?" And I was like, oh my God, it's like divine intervention. I don't know why my hand is up, but I knew I had to keep it up. And I just kept it up. So when Gabby called on me, I totally was like, oh my God, I just want to be on stage with you one day. And she said, come on up. And I seriously, my whole, like, the thing in my head the whole time was, don't throw up, don't throw up, don't throw up. And I got up there and I didn't have a question. And I just started talking about,
I just need to be here.
I'm like, oh my God, 300 people are looking at me. I'm so good one-on-one. Doing nails for a long time, but oh my God, that was like, and it was a pivotal moment in my life because I've always seen myself on stage. I've always wanted to be on stage for something, but I want to be on stage again. But I got up there and I talked about, she had done a Periscope or a Facebook Live. I think it was a Periscope. And she talked about kids meditation, if you teach kids meditation. And I had just commented on her, oh no, she was talking about mom's meditation. Maybe it was moms and kids. And I commented, I want to write a book for tired ass moms, a spiritual book for tired ass moms. And then she read my comment in the Periscope and said, cool, and moved on. And I thought, oh God, it's a horrible idea. And then a week later, she was talking about meditation for mom and kids. Idea, Gabby Bernstein, that started the who am I to write a book? Like, what do I know? Like, she's this big, guru. She's met Oprah, and she's, this big, amazing person. And then when I was on stage and telling the story, right then and there, I realized, no, that's not your story. That's my story, because I'm the tired ass mom. You're gonna be the tired ass mom, and it's amazing. But yeah, that was my transformational. These people were having amazing breakthroughs, and I was sitting there going, oh my God, when's my breakthrough? It happened right there in front of everybody. But that's really the thing. That's really what I'm passionate about. And I started my whole tired ass mom, getting back into my purpose and all that kind of thing. It lit up in a way that I feel like, and the women that I read and the women in my life, the women who come to me are we're all reflections, right? So all these women, when I started doing readings, were women who were, I don't know what to do with my life. I am lost. I am miserable. I give everything to my kids and my husband. And I thought, oh my God, like, you're me. You don't have to be like this. So that's what really, really fires me up. And I don't talk about parenting because I'm not the best parent in the world. I know I always am like, I have no idea what I'm doing. But I try to parent from the heart, which is, I think, all you can do, and parent with the intuition. I'm really big on mother's intuition too, which now we have Facebook groups and, mommy bloggers and all these crazy standards we're supposed to keep up with, and all the different opinions and stuff. And if we really just got quiet, meditated, did what's best for our family, made those choices out of love and not a fear of judgment and all that kind of stuff, then I think parenting would be so much easier for a lot of us. But now I just feel like I'm rambling, but that's really my passion. So I have a Facebook group, the Sisterhood of the Tired Ass Moms, and I go on there. I was reading cards the other day. I talk about stuff that happens in my house and things that I'm feeling, and I really try to get the conversation going. Basically to let the moms know that, like, it's okay to be suffering. It's okay to not know what you're doing, and it's okay to seek help. It's okay to just kind of put your hands in the air and say, I need a glass of wine.
Yes, exactly.
And really to forgive yourself for feeling bad, because women just feel guilty for not having it all together. And I think I said in New York too, like, the perfect mommy bloggers with the clean houses and stuff. I know a few of those personally, and there is a shitstorm in the kitchen that you do not see. There's a laundry room that you don't see, but you see, like, here's my coffee table with all my pretty things, or here's my children looking perfect. And I just,
it's so true. It's
not like that. And kudos if your house is perfect, but
kudos if your cleaning lady did a good job. No,
yeah, exactly.
I actually did just have a cleaning person come over for the first time. She just looked around. And then I'm going to have her come back, but I've never asked for help for anything like, but that's something that we know to do, is that it's okay to ask for help.
Yes.
And
so much.
If we were raised in a place where it wasn't okay to ask for help, or we saw our mom struggle, or we saw women in our lives struggle or whatever, and they didn't ask for help, or that we feel too, and I know that's how I've been for so long, like, I'm going to just do it myself. I don't need to ask for help, for all these other reasons. So just the little things, just to be willing, and it maybe not even asking for help, but just being willing to receive help, and then allowing the help to come, then that's pretty magical.
Yeah. Yeah. And I really, that's so true. And I really want to bring back the village. It takes a village.
Me too. I agree.
Why do you think we're the village?
Yes.
Our little households are not the village. And it's, and so many people say, well, I don't have family around. Well, my parents are close, but my dad can't get out much, and my mom's got to be there for him, and they live in another town. And ask your friends, just say, I don't want to go to the grocery store, can I drop my kids off? And I'm always saying, please drop your kids off, because if your kids are here, they're upstairs playing with my kids.
Oh, yeah.
But I think that we really, really need to ask for help. We don't need to always be the heroes, right?
Yeah. I had an experience at Masterclass where I felt really like sick, and like in my stomach, and I was like sitting next to Lisette, who I was like crying on, and then I like came over to her, and I was like, I'm just trying to like ground this energy. She's like, well, what is it? Like, it needs to come up. And I was like, and what came up was that I was so afraid that I'm the only one that can do what I do, like as far as my kids. So I'm like, how am I going to bring myself to this place of service publicly, bring this message to the masses? How am I to live my purpose unapologetically and have these children who need me as their mother? And I started getting all this anxiety about it. So I guess that was a huge fear of mine that I didn't even really focus on, because I always say that my purpose is to be a mother, to mother them. And it's only been recently that I've been able to clarify that that's part of it. But there's these other components. And the reason I know that there's these other components is because I want to do these other things. I want to chat with you right now on the podcast and share it with everybody I know. Like, I want to do these things. So it's like, well, how can I do everything? And I'm tired. Like, I just said to God just yesterday, and they were telling me, we know that you're tired.
Hi. Can you go watch TV?
Aw, you can play with my baby.
I did a handstand last night.
He did a handstand last night.
Yay! Aw. Yeah, it would be nice if, like, in the cyber, we could just have, like, the kiddos just play here together. They do well together with other kids.
Totally. That's mom life, though. Like, you can't even have a video chat without.
I know. I'm gonna be nursing on a chat one of these times. I mean, I'm sorry, but it's going to happen. Just saying.
That's just the reality. That's totally fine.
And I feel tired. I feel tired of the struggle of feeling like I have to be true to myself. I have to be true to my kids. I have to be, doing all of these things, and just all the pressure that we put on ourselves, that resistance, I feel like is, annoying and just tiring. So I just really love what your message is to help people. So, so you have a Facebook group, so that's how people can connect with you and the community.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I have my Facebook group. I have my Kelsey Dalziel Facebook group, and I do more meditation and like mediumship stuff there. And then I have the moms group, the Tired Ass Moms group. And that's where I get really authentic and really personal, and really like, there's a lot of Baileys in my coffee today.
There's a lot of what?
Baileys in my coffee. There isn't today, but sometimes there is.
Well, it is Friday.
It is Friday,
okay.
And it's been a Friday.
So, I was about your what else are you working on? Because I know you have some things that you have on your website, and I wasn't sure if there's anything else that you wanted to share to just kind of give people ideas of things to look
working
forward
on.
to.
I'm working on so many. I see. These are all my projects that I'm working on.
Yeah.
So I'm actually working on a digital course for Tired-Ass Moms. I'm working on a digital course for meditation for everybody. I'm like a huge meditation. Like I just want to like shove it in your face, and I think everybody needs to do it. Kids, parents, and really the other thing that got me on the moms thing was I'm a certified children's meditation teacher, and so I started off teaching kids meditation, and then I think that if the parents aren't doing it at home and keeping up on it, the kids aren't going to do it either. So
I wanted to ask you, because I actually went to an event yesterday where a cardiologist, a medical doctor, cardiologist was talking about the benefits of the scientifically proven benefits of meditation in the medical profession, and the benefits of it for everything, which we know. But he said, I'm not going to talk about the mystical side of it, even though there are mystical side components. I'm going to talk about like the scientific proof of why it boosts your immunity, it deregulates your stress hormones, it makes your heart better, it makes you feel better. And so my question was about my son, who it freaks me out, because I'm like, I care so much and I try so hard, and I've been doing all of these things for years, and he still triggers me, right? So I judge myself. He still triggers me. He still throws these tantrums at home. He's great in school, but we do Peace Begins With Me. We read, like, he's great. He gets it. But in those moments of struggle, so he had suggested an app like that we could do before we go to bed and stuff, which was great. What is something that you recommend that we can do with our kids, even if it's just 5 minutes a day or whatever, just to like plant that seed of stillness?
Yeah. So yes. The one thing that we do, here I go on meditation. The one thing, okay, so my little guy that you just met, he's like, he'll go through the motions. My daughter, who is 8, she'll sit down and meditate with me if I'm meditating. And my 10-year-old wants nothing to do with it because I'm weird. And
wait, what are your ages?
10, 8, and 5.
Okay.
So my 10-year-old, he thinks I'm weird, because I didn't always tell him that, you should meditate. But when he's really, really, really upset, I say, take a deep breath. Okay, that feels good, right? That's why mom tells you to, you can join her in meditation. And you always have to make it an invitation. Even if and I will sit in meditation and I'm really just, inviting them to come and sit and be quiet. I'm not actually in it. You don't need to know that. But it's just an invitation. Hey guys, I'm going to sit and meditate for 5 minutes. If anybody wants to join me, come and join me. Yeah. And chances are you will end up with somebody laying in your lap and, stroking your hair with their fingers. But if you do it long enough, that's my daughter doing it. They really, really get in, and they go deep way faster than we do every single time when they actually get into it. But just let it be an invitation. Don't force it on them. Don't push them to do it, because if they don't want to do it, they're not going to do it. Yeah. But one thing that we do at bedtime, all 3 of them, my oldest one, not so much anymore, but my younger 2, definitely, we put a stuffy on their tummy. They're in a bunk bed. So you put the stuffy on your tummy, and then they just fill their tummy up with air and then let their tummy go down, and then do, like 2 minutes of deep breaths, and it calms them right down. So, and then they get to pick their stuffy, and then, sometimes they pop the stuffy off, and you don't have to get mad or upset because they're kids and they just are, crazy little creatures.
Yes, that's very true. And did you make, I saw that posted on social media or something about how to make one for a sensory, just a grounding tool for the sensory, and just like, because their emotions, just the whole thing for them is just, it becomes overwhelming, and they need something to kind of ground them. So do you make, and that's what you're referring to, is the what is it, what did you call it, and did you make it yourself?
It's just a stuffy, like a stuffed animal that we use at bedtime. Yeah.
Okay, because they make them where they put you cut open it like a stuff, right? Have you seen them? They're like,
yeah.
Okay.
And do they have like little items inside?
Yeah, they have like beads or beans or something.
Yeah, there is. I mean, go on Pinterest and just type in mindfulness or meditation for kids.
Okay.
There, I mean, we live in the internet age.
Yeah.
There is so much information for us. Applying it at home, which is the challenge, right? But it's amazing. It teaches resilience. It teaches like just coping skills, and even for grown-ups it's the same, right? Like if I'm not meditating for a week, I am like not very pleasant to be around.
Like I need it.
It just brings you back in all those pieces that are, that you've shot out to the world because your head's in a million places at once as a mom. It just kind of like gathers you back in. And it does that for kids too. And I mean, that's why they have temper tantrums. When you get tired or hungry, we just kind of get grumpy and they just fly off a handle. And that is, I always say, are you hungry? When my kids are having a tantrum, are you hungry? Are you overwhelmed? Like we think about when they're tiny babies and they get so overwhelmed and they start screaming and crying and can't stop. It's the same when you're 2 or 4 or 6 or 8 or 35, right?
Oh, yeah. And that was actually a big switch for me whenever I realized that our suffering comes from, we think we should be in a place other than where we are. Mm-hmm. And I'm still there. I mean, I still have to remind myself constantly to let go of the judgment, to be present without judgment. Yeah. I can be present, but I'm judging, right? My thoughts are like, well, this shouldn't be happening, or he should know better, or whatever. Yeah. I should know better. And, but really that's really the old paradigm. Like we're moving into like how can I help this person who's obviously struggling? But I think as parents, we're so, just wired with you shouldn't be acting that way, or, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, if we can just get into the pattern, into the habit of recognizing that they need help rather than this shouldn't be happening or they should know better. And like you said, like, I think, oh, well, he's 6, he should know better, or she's 9, she should know better. And it's like, well, no, does God, I just said that to my husband. I was like, what if God said that about us? Like, they should know better. Like, and he was like, God was like judging us. Like God probably looks at us and is like, don't know. And God doesn't, but I'm saying that's kind of like I make a mistake every day, all the time. So it's like, how can I hold these children up? So anyway, that's my double standard because
absolutely. No, I totally get, and I'm having an aha moment too, because like I should know eating all my kids' Halloween chocolate, but I still do. Right? I know better, still do it. I know better than to, stay up till 1 o'clock in the morning on Facebook, but I still do it. So why should we be so hard on them too? And that's a big thing my husband and I, well, maybe more me, have started saying, like, he's only 5, he's only 10. Like, yeah, let's manage our expectations, really. Yeah. Managing expectations. Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah. It's just kind of, and it's hard when it feels like other people are infiltrating into it too. Mm-hmm. When you start thinking about, I mean, when I started analyzing the voices in my head, I was like, there's all these people talking that are not me. Like my mother-in-law is giving me her opinion. My father-in-law, my mother, my father, everybody's giving me their opinion about this specific situation.
Yeah.
And it's like, hello. Yeah. And so what's left is like, we're going to hug, or we're going to not talk to each other and just take a break, or I'm going to go cry, or I'm going to go, eat something.
Eat some chocolate.
Yeah, whatever. Or I'm going to go take a walk, or I'm going to go write, or whatever. And, it's just, it's every day. And it would be nice if we could. That's what I would love to see, is just to move into that direction, give ourselves permission, and all these principles that we kind of had to teach ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's it gets a lot harder and a lot deeper the older they get too. Like you think it's so hard when they're babies, and now my 10-year-old's got girl problems and friend problems. And I'm just like, whoa, when did this happen? How did we get here? But that's why I love my meditation for myself, because then when I do get quiet and calm myself down and really listen, that's when the answers come. That's when my, that guidance that will never steer you wrong. I mean, your intuition and your inner guidance and your higher self guidance. And if you want to buy into the guidance of all the people around you in spirit, the angels, that kind of stuff, then they're not wrong. They're never, ever wrong.
Yes, that's absolutely right. Thank you for that. I know we're going to have to get together again and talk, and maybe talk specifically about whatever something we want to talk about in depth. But on that note, I think it's really awesome to leave with like trusting in ourselves and recognizing that when we do sit in stillness and silence, that those answers are never wrong. And those are the answers that we're craving, that we're looking for.
Yeah. Yeah. We're always looking outside, and it's always on the inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay.
I
love that. Thank you so much. And I just really appreciate you chatting with me and sharing your story. And, if you don't share it, then we don't get it. And you inspire me all the time with being a mom and being a intuitive and writing and sharing and stuff. So thank you for, showing up and doing this. It's not easy. I really appreciate it.
I think it's so much fun. Thank you for having me.
Yay.
I love watching your stuff too. I love fellow moms that are just trying to help.
Yes, I know. And we're going to help others just take that step too. And it's so beautiful. I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Let's talk again soon.
Yes, please.
All right. Have a good day. And thanks for watching.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Okay, bye.